Sports are weird, man. You have like the first finals game in decades that's taking place in New York. They're up 2-0. They have found a way to win repeatedly, 13 straight. Crowd is crazy. Minimum ticket going on sale before tip was $5,000. You got everybody from Chris Rock to all the usual characters of your Chalamets, your Ben Stillers, your huge Hollywood stars. The president's there. And that's the game that they drop in now. Depending on what happens tomorrow, you could have a series back on your hands. Each one of these games have been right on the cusp of either team can take it, but last night it was sort of a Victor Wembanyama masterclass. Just finding ways to get buckets efficiently, get to the line, knock down free throws, get blocks, steals. He kind of did it all. And we are so quick, and this is kind of what I want to discuss today. You know, whenever somebody makes it to the finals, and don't start with me, this is not some defense of LeBron, but something I find really silly, and if you've listened to the show for any small amount of time, you'd know my stance on rings culture and the way that we discuss athletes by championships first, because it's a really weird way to evaluate things in a team sport. You know, I heard some discourse taking place among Victor Wembanyama after 2 games of these finals. And it's the same thing I kind of saw with LeBron early in his career. You know, it's always been odd to me that Michael Jordan, he gets credit for, well, every time he's been to the finals, he's won, which is an unbelievable statistic. But he's not punished for not getting there in the other years has always been an odd thing to me. Because we judge guys, especially now. It's like, oh my God, Nikola Jokic got swept in the Western Conference Finals. What does this say about his career? But then you look at guys in years past, they don't get that same treatment. Well, that guy's a 2-time champ, or that guy's a 3-time champ. Or Michael Jordan never lost in the finals. And I've always found it weird that you don't give guys credit for where they get eliminated in postseasons, except for the guys that are sort of here and now. And after going down 0-2 in this series, Victor Wembanyama was like, well, you know what Wembanyama's got to do? He's got to show up and put up 50 points to make sure they don't lose, or else he's going to look like what? He's going to look like a 22-year-old kid that's already overachieved is what he's going to look like. And if the Spurs end up losing this final, I don't think it's some stain on Victor Wembanyama's career. I think it's a gigantic asset in the plus column. But last night, the Spurs go out. They play a really good game in a really tough environment where they almost lead from start to finish. Had a little bit of a drop towards the end of the beginning of the second half. And then we're able to grab that back before the end of the quarter, the third quarter, and then pulled away when it came to the fourth. I always think it's so odd in the way we discuss how guys get to the places they get to. And if they reach some sort of apex of something and then their team falters, it becomes a referendum on who that player is overall. You know, if you got a quarterback that's been to 2 Super Bowls and hasn't won one, it's like, well, gosh, that guy must be a loser. It's like, I don't think so. It's hard to get there. No, John Elway is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. He went to a few Super Bowls and didn't win. I don't think that's a stain on his career. But the whole thing surrounding Victor Wembanyama, and part of the reason why I have no rooting interest in these finals, if I'm being honest. Usually at this point, you're hate watching. You're rooting for somebody to go down in flames. I think both of them would be a cool story. And, when it comes to the Spurs, it's like I've already made my peace with the idea that this is just a gigantic 7'5" alien that you're going to have to deal with for the next 15, 16 years, assuming he stays healthy. I've already made my peace with it, so I got no problem if they go out and win. I got no problem if the Knicks win. I mean, the Knicks have had just this magical run in the postseason, almost unheard of. When you talk of teams with the record that they have, think about this. They trailed 2-1 in the first series of the postseason against the Hawks and then won 13 straight, and now we're up 2-1 in the NBA Finals. It's crazy. So this isn't like, the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's much different. Do I like the Spurs? No. Do I absolutely hate them? No. Do I like the Knicks? No. Do I hate them? No. It's just both of them have that same sort of shoulder shrug feeling. Not totally indifferent to it, but two teams I'm just not a huge fan, but whatever. But Wembanyama goes out, he puts up 32. So in his first finals at 22 years old, which is unbelievable to think about, through 3 games, he's shooting 47% from the field, 29 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, 3 blocks a game. Pretty crazy. And he's a guy, Vic has mentioned this, and he is so right about this. One thing that I appreciate about Victor Wembanyama, which I think it makes it easier to stomach that a team from, obviously your conference, but a team that's going to be a contender of yours if you ever want to make it back to an NBA Finals, is here. And I'm just kind of I'm not freaking about it. He is a competitor. He really is. He's what you want all NBA players to look like. And maybe he hasn't got a total taste of fame and fortune and big-time max contracts and all that stuff, but he's very obviously not hurting for money and never will be in his life. And he knows that already. But it's kind of whatever that guy does, whether it's the Olympics, whether it's an all-star game, or whether it's, the regular season / postseason. He competes. And I think in that sport, it could use a little bit more of that. Superstars who are just laying everything on the line. You do not question. You do not question whether Victor Wembanyama cares on any given night. He always does. It's one of the things I love about Jokic. Jokic, every time he hits the floor, is the exact same player. He's a guy that cares. He's a guy that wants to win.
I want to stay on parade.
That's the kind of attitudes that you want. Now, I'm struggling. I think I want to save this because I have more thoughts than what 5 minutes is going to give me on end of season presser from Sam Presti yesterday, GM of the Thunder. It always amazes me when it's so obvious to everyone, yet somebody still plays victim. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. Speaking of end of the season pressers, the Avalanche will have theirs on Thursday at noon. So a couple of days from now. And then you'll get sort of, I guess, the run through of what went wrong, who's hurt, what the offseason plans look like. I'm sure there'll be a couple of questions surrounding, well, first of all, the decision of Chris McFarland leaving for Nashville, but I'm sure to keep the head coach and what changes need to be made in this offseason. But you'll have all of that coming up on Thursday at noon is when Sakic is going to meet with the media. Now, Texter says, yes, Brett. I don't know why exactly, but I found myself loving Wemby, and I'm a lifelong Nuggets fan. It is weird. I'm like, I would say at this point, and now this happens. I like guys who come into the league because they don't give me a reason to hate them yet. I try and be fair on these things. If you don't give me a reason to hate you, I'm not going to hate you. Now, I've had people that have taken that and then turned it pretty quick. Anthony Edwards is sort of one of them. I still kind of waffle on Anthony Edwards. But it's like if you come into the league, you have some success. I'm not going to straight up just be a hater for no reason. I'm going to wait till you give me a reason why. And Wemby really hasn't yet. I guess I wasn't a huge fan of his pining for the MVP thing. But I think the more I get to know Wembanyama, maybe it's just a competitive streak in him that he wants to win everything. So I reserve my right to change my mind. But I don't know, Nelly, where are you at on Wembanyama?
Do you know what he was doing in his off day in New York City? He was in the park sketching. That's what he was doing. He's such an unconventional individual.
Sketching like drawing or sketching like skateboards? Is there sketching and skateboarding? I wasn't ever a skateboarder.
Yeah, yes. All the kids are sketching with their boards. Right. No, he was drawing. He was drawing the greenery around the park. I mean, he goes out.
Well, he's French. I assume French people do that with a cigarette and a coffee like all day.
And he goes out and he plays chess. I mean, he studies with like Shaolin monks. I mean, he's such an unconventional figure. And anytime he talks in a post-game press conference, he's just so even keel and matter of fact. Yeah, he's an outlier in pretty much every sense of the word and every definition of the NBA. I like him because he's so different. And yeah, he never makes a shot and then does the whole, who do you think I am?
He doesn't do that too much. You're right.
No, he just goes about his business and then he draws trees.
You know, one thing about him that I think is, I think only basketball can do this. With rare exceptions in other sports. There have been exceptions, but they're rare. He has been the dude his entire life. When you are a freak of nature genetically in the way that he is, you grow up with everybody giving you full attention because of your oddity, which is your size. And I mean this basketball related. It's like when LeBron James was dubbed as like the Michael Jordan successor when he was 15 years old and then actually kind of lived up to the billing of an all-time great. It would have to be so hard to be humble. Since you're a child, people have been treating you like royalty. Then you actually do the thing that people thought you were going to do. I can't imagine the Pikes Peak sized bleep hole I would be if that was me. I can't imagine it. I would hope I wouldn't be, but God, it would be hard not to. Everybody's singing your praises since you were a kid, and then you get to adulthood and you do the thing that everybody thought you were going to do, and then they sing your praises even more. I would be a gigantic bleep hole. And for him, you knew when that kid was 12 years old, you're like, basketball player. I don't know how good. It's
just basketball.
But you're going to play basketball. And then at 22, he makes the NBA Finals and he plays great. Like, and there still feels like there's some humble in there. I like the guy. All of that is to say I like the dude. And maybe that'll all change. Maybe in the same sort of progression as LeBron, the farther he gets into career and the more fame and attention and all the stuff he gets, the more self-centered he gets. I don't know.
You know who bugs me a lot more than Wemby is the entire New York Knicks assistant coaching staff, specifically Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
and Spike Lee. Because anytime anything happens with the Knicks, Spike Lee, he stands up and he goes, hey, oh, come on, ref, you gonna call that? And Timothy, I was in Dune Chalamet, reacts to every whistle by standing up, being like, oh, that wasn't a foul, I'm walking here. Like, can you just watch the game, dude? Can you not act like you're a part of the team?
You know what's crazy?
I don't see Ben Stiller standing up.
Because you mentioned this, Nelly. We always give like Moser and McGahee and Kiefer a whole bunch of grief for like, what do you guys think you're part of the team? And it's just like it's whatever. Razzing some buddies, we'll say. Those guys actually think they're part of the team. Like they think we are just as responsible for the Knicks' success as the Knicks are. And I can accept it from one Knicks assistant coach, which is Brunson's dad. Because he's a dad. I'd probably have some attitude on the bench, too. But Chalamet and Stiller and Spike Lee and Fat Joe, like, these guys think they're part of the team.
Look, and give Stiller and Spike Lee credit. I saw a video going around of the celebrity row at the 1999 finals, the last time the Knicks were there.
Yeah.
They were there.
Who credit? What'd you say?
I said Ben Stiller and Spike Lee.
Oh, sure.
Lee,
They're
there.
big. They're huge fans. Yeah.
So they're at the games. Spike Lee has supported this team longer than I've been alive by a long shot. So I'm not knocking them for that. I know Chalamet is a lifelong Knicks fan. Just they're called courtside seats. Well, so stay seated.
Nelly, you know the story. Like they made literally a 30 for 30 about it when the Knicks played against the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals back in the 90s. And Reggie Miller literally was talking trash to Spike Lee as if Spike Lee was part of the Knicks. Like, Spike Lee, part of that doc is Spike Lee talked trash to Reggie Miller, and then Reggie Miller went off on the Knicks, and it was almost as if, like, Knicks fans were pissed at Spike Lee because they thought that he motivated him to demolish their team. So why wouldn't Spike Lee? We're just talking about this. If you do this for long enough, why wouldn't the guy think the thing that you're saying? So, I mean, whatever. I hate that too. And the texter, I think, nails it. I don't know which one of these guys he's talking about, whether it's Spike, Ben Stiller, Chalamet. It applies to all of them. It says, he's so performative, like he wants everyone to think he knows ball so bad. Exactly. It's so over the top. Look, man, I would hate if somebody put a camera on me during like an Avs playoff game or a Nuggets game or a Lions game or something. I would hate, especially a Lions game. I would hate if somebody put a camera on me because I would be embarrassed by the way I react to stuff. But if I was there in the arena, I'm not going to, especially courtside, I'm not going to crotch chop Jalen Brunson after, the other way around. Crotch chop Stefan Castle if Jalen Brunson makes a bucket.
Well, I know we got some big Detroit sports fans. Okay, next time the Pistons make a playoff run, I want Eminem standing up after every basket. I want Keegan-Michael Key standing up after every basket.
Right.
I want Tim Robinson and the other guy he did Detroiters with. I'm blanking on that actor's name. I want Tim Robinson standing up after every free throw.
Dude, that other guy's hilarious, too. I wish I knew his name. Him and Veep, I don't know if you watch the show Veep. He is so funny in Veep. So funny. Anyway, 303-504-0925, broadcasting for the Backus and Shanker Studios, Serious Lawyers for the seriously injured. So, few things here. I got some Broncos notes I want to get to, along with Sam Presti. I have never seen a team as a whole, not just players, now including the front office, pretend that they don't do the thing they do as badly as the Thunder. And if you don't know what I mean, listen to this audio when we come back. Wait, I have never heard this song without seeing something float into outer space past the moon and the world and everything else. What is this song?
It's called Shooting Stars by Bag Raiders.
Okay.
And I had this thought. I was thinking about the OKC Thunder and how they fall and they flop every single play.
Yeah.
If this meme was around now during their flopping era,
Oh, God.
they would get Bag Raidered, Shooting Starred every game. And so that's why I thought of this song. It actually is a great song outside of the meme context, too.
Everybody, just know every song that Nelly comes back with has some sort of double meaning. Every single one. And now it totally makes sense. So here's what happens. This is what I did last night. I'm looking at some stuff, getting the show ready, just put the kids to bed. Come across these clips, these quotes from the end of season press conference from Sam Presti of the Thunder. And I listened to 5 seconds of it. And I sent it straight off to Nelly. I go, that's it. I want to hear the rest of it on the air. I don't need any more context. I need to hear this live with all of you. So if you guys have not heard this, let's all listen for the first time. This is Sam Presti being very, very confused on this flop narrative that surrounds SGA. Listen.
Relative to Shea and
Wait a
the
minute.
narrative
Wait a
on
minute.
that.
Is this Sam Presti or is this Sean Payton? We just got a relative too? Literally never heard another human being say relative to, except for now, Sam Presti. All right, let's listen.
Relative to Shea and the narrative on that, he's playing against 6 people. He's got 5 defenders, and the 6th defender is social media. And, that's a reality.
I'm
And
sorry.
he's not
I know
gonna
this
be
is
the
like
last
only
player.
20-some seconds, Nelly. I need you. No. I don't want the music. I want people to get the full-fledged feel of this. I want you to play that audio from your computer, though, because I think I might stop this 4 times in 25 seconds that this is. But what he just said, first of all, he plays against 6 defenders. It's 5 on the floor in social media. Who cares? Be a big boy. I turn on this text machine every morning. People say I suck every day. Do your job. This is part of it. Oh, I know he makes $80 million, but somebody said that he flops on Twitter. What a loser. If that actually bothers him, he's a straight up geek. Imagine somebody saying, as an adult, a full-grown adult, somebody said something mean about me on Twitter as a $70 million a year athlete. I would let you say heinous things about my wife if I made $70 million a year. You understand? On Twitter. Good Lord. The whininess is already too much. See, I stopped it only after he's got to play against. I was like, that's it. That's all I got to hear. So again, we're listening to this together at the same time. I'm in this with you. Go ahead, Nelly.
Relative to Shea and the narrative on that, he's playing against 6 people. He's got 5 defenders, and the 6th defender is social media. And, that's a reality. And he's not going to be the last player that the machine decides to target.
Yeah.
But no one's going to handle this gracefully. Because when they turn it on somebody else, they're not going to step up there every night and not acknowledge it.
What does that even mean?
There's a lot of knots.
What are you speaking in Chinese fortune cookie language?
They're not going to not stand up there and not acknowledge it.
You didn't hit me with a double negative. You hit me with like a quadruple negative. Never heard that before.
They're not going to step up there every night and not acknowledge it.
I mean, imagine this. Imagine Joe Sakic on Thursday. I want you guys to truly think of this for a second. Joe Sakic on Thursday steps up to that microphone. Hey, it was a really tough end of the year. We had bigger expectations in the Western Conference Finals. It is atrocious to think that we got swept. But I want to tell you guys, these guys see what you see on social media. And I just feel like I need to acknowledge this. Because you're hurting Nathan McKinnon's feelings. Brock Nelson only had 3 points in the playoffs. And you guys have called him mean names. And I just want to make sure that you know that he sees that. What are we doing? Look, I can hear the social media argument for maybe college kids now, but even that's a little bit squirrely because they're making a whole bunch of money and they're still adults. Like, you shouldn't say it about a high school kid. You shouldn't say that about a little league kid. You shouldn't do that.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is 27 years old. He has been in the league since 2018, 2 years prior to COVID. Do you guys remember that? That feels like an eternity ago. 2 years prior. And you took the time to acknowledge that words on the internet hurt his feelings? I had an entire country of Greece going after me in my show for something I didn't even say. What losers? Good God. So, Nelly, I sent you this next one blind, so I don't know the context of this question. Can you tell me what the other clip is? What was the question asked?
So, do you remember there were some clips going around? I can't remember if it was after game 1 or game 2 when I think Wemby fouled out.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, Nelly. I just thought of something else. I have thought of something else to say about that last quote. Do you want to know why people say that about him on Twitter? Why you feel like there's a sixth what do you call him? Defender or whatever on social media? You know, I always think there's an easy way to look at things. When there is a narrative out there, whether it's about you or anybody else, if it feels like almost everyone of every color, creed, political affiliation, whatever, seems to come to an agreement that they all look at the same thing and agree on it, right? It doesn't matter if you're some hick from Alabama or you are a New York elite. They will both look at you square in the face and say, Shai flops. And there's two things that could be happening. One is literally everybody other than yourself is wrong. And you're the only one that's right. It could be. It's happened in very rare cases. But literally everybody except you is wrong, or 97% of people that agree on something are correct. And usually the 97% are right. It's the same thing when you had those. Who are some of the last ditch die on the hill, Japanese World War II vet guys that were still the last ones to admit that Jokic was the best player in the world? Who are some of those guys? And you know what I'm talking about? The Japanese vets that were like hiding in caves still 30 years later thinking the war was still happening.
Kendrick Perkins, Nick Wrong.
Yeah. Nick turned a corner after Jokic won. There's a few. Perkins is maybe a good example. And I looked at it and I was like, do you really think that everyone else is wrong? Everyone. And you're the only one that's correct on this? I'm the only one with the right take? Look, I have some takes that are very opposite of what people think. But I acknowledge I don't think that I'm right in some of those cases, but it's the way that I feel about it. Like for some guys that I hate or whatever. But it's just the idea that somebody who's a very, very smart, maybe one of the best executive in sports, would step to a podium and be like, stop being mean on Twitter to my player. Really? So anyway, sorry, Nelly. Give me the context of this next clip. What was asked?
It was the end of game 1 or game 2 of their series between the Spurs and the Thunder. And you remember Wemby fouled out, and then on the bench, he was talking to his teammates, and you could read his lips, and he was like, hey, go foul that guy. And then some of his teammates laid hard fouls. Do you remember that?
Sure.
And then later in the series, the Spurs started doing the thing that we wanted the Nuggets to do, where they said,
Got physical.
If I'm going to get called for a whistle anyway, I'm going to start putting these dudes on their asses. And so somebody blew up SGA under the basket and, like, knocked him backwards.
Yeah.
So Sam Presti was asked about that physicality that the Spurs brought and how you deal with that.
Okay, here you go.
You didn't hear us complaining. You know, we're not complaining. If that's that, we just want to know what the rules are, and we'll play by those.
I feel like I'm on a different planet. So I know I'm super late to the party. So I started watching the show Lost that everybody was into 30 years ago whenever it was out. Because I need something during the offseason to occupy my time, when I'm working out or whatever. So I'm watching the show because there's a million episodes, and I got to tell you, I'm already, it's laborious already. That I've already started, and now I'm going to have to get through this, and there's so many different episodes. But you know how they're, confused? They don't know what's happening. They don't know what time they're in, all that. I don't know what planet I'm on. I have no idea. The guy who has Lou Dort on his team that has literally a 2-minute bleeping highlight package of him taking out not just players from other teams, the star players of other teams. Repeatedly and intentionally. Goes, I just want to know what the rules are. You've benefited from the rules for 2 bleeping years. You get the benefit of playing physical defense with getting touch fouls on offense. Everybody sees it. Everyone. Oh, this guy.
It's a complete crap.
I don't think I've ever been this mad at 6:30 in the morning. I swear to God. This has to be intentional. This has to be. Sam Presti isn't stupid. I know he's not. Because he runs an unbelievable franchise. He's a genius at team building. It takes a little bit of luck initially. You make the Paul George trade. You end up getting an MVP in return. That's crazy. It's a little bit lucky. But he's a genius. But the fact that everybody in Oklahoma City plays dumb. Everyone. Their fans, I guess even their front office. I thought he was smart enough to be in his head, he'd be, look, I know that we do this stuff, but it works. Do you know how much respect I would have for Sam Presti if he said that? How much I would respect him if he just said, I know you guys don't like it, but hey, argue with the results. I'd be like, you know what? I can't. Good for you. I don't like it, but you're right. I wish my team would do it. But that he's going to play dumb with this too is the most unbelievably dishonest thing I've ever heard. Literally, have you found somebody, help me, listeners, please, I'm begging you. Can you find someone that is some sort of representative of Oklahoma City, whether it's a fan, a player, a coach, a front office member, a mayor of any town in that godforsaken state, whatever. Find somebody that will at least say, I know we do this stuff, but I'm okay with it because we win. And I will give that guy a gold star. I will hold him. I will decree him as greatest Thunder fan that's ever lived. But I truly feel like it's almost, when you're having a bad day or you had something bad happen to you and there's a one-upper that's there. It's oh gosh, dude, my AC unit crapped out. I got to pay $14,000 to get this thing fixed. I don't have that kind of money. I don't know what I'm going to do. And they're like, oh, dude, I totally get that. I had to get my brakes fixed the other day. That was a big, and it's like somebody who's rich. That's what it is. It's a mild inconvenience to your day as opposed to my world is falling apart right now. And he's like, I know that, but listen, can you walk a mile in my shoes for a second? And you're like, I'd love to. My God, if the only thing I could complain about with the Nuggets because they were so awesome is that somebody says, yeah, Jokic flops a little bit. I'd be like, okay, yeah, he does. And I mean, how many times on this show, Nelly, have we said Jokic flops? Oh, well, it's not hard.
Vic has said that he wants Jokic to flop more.
Well, he said he wants
into,
Jamal. Like, Jamal should flop. Jamal doesn't flop. He should.
Like that the Nuggets, if this is what they need to sell calls and get whistles and actually get to the free throw line, yeah, flop it up. Clearly it works for the 2-time back-to-back MVP.
Mark it down. June 9th, 6:42 a.m., 2026. I went from feeling absolutely nothing about Sam Presti, except for he's a genius team builder front office member, maybe the best in sports, to this guy sucks and I hate him. It happened that fast. I am so glad I did not listen to these last night, Nelly. You see why I save these sometimes? I can't manufacture this reaction that I'm getting. I can't. But I wanted to listen to it the first time with all of you. And I'm glad we did that together. And judging by everybody texting in the show, you feel the same way. Unbelievable. I know we're over on time, Nelly. I know. Can listen to us anywhere in the Altitude Sports Radio app. It is powered by the Wilhite Law Firm. Injury lawyers, go to willhitewins.com. That's willhitewins.com. Back after this.
If that's that we just want to know what the rules are. And we'll play by those.
I could do this, Nelly, I could do this whole show in Sam Presti. I'm not going to, but I could. There's nothing like maybe more annoying to me than people acting like they're unaware of a reality. Even if it's something you don't like, acknowledge it. Plenty of flaws in my life. Plenty of, a ton of them. Ask my wife. I will tell, I'm not going to be like, when she says, gosh, you're so forgetful, I'm not going to be like, me? Well, I want to know what the definition of forgetful is.
I'm like, what do you say me for?
You're so disorganized. What do you mean disorganized? I don't have a car that whenever I turn right, everything in my car smashes the left side of my car. That's how you know if you're messy, by the way. I'm not messy at the house. I'm messy in my car because it's my area and almost nobody goes in there except when I'm putting my kids in and out. But I have one of those cars that if I make a hard right turn, you hear stuff crashing in the left side of my car. And that's when you know it's time to clean some things out. It's usually just hats is what they are. I get in the car, I take my hat off, I throw it in the seat.
Are you that guy where you're giving someone a ride, and so I go over to the passenger seat?
Hang on, you got to give me a second. I got to clear some stuff out. That's what I do.
That's close, but the worst is you go, it's okay, you can just move that stuff out of the way. And then you open the door.
Oh, I would never.
And it's like 6 layers of fast food wrappers, and I got to find a place to sit.
See, that's not what my stuff is, by the way. It's hats and radio headphones and like show sheet papers. Like, it's that stuff. It's not fast food bags. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I would never, if I'm giving somebody a ride, I'm not saying sit in my filth. I will grab everything and throw it in the trunk or something before you get in my car. Speaking of complaining, so a couple of these came in. This, I don't know what to do with it, to be honest with you. So the ruling comes down yesterday that Brennan Sorsby is going to be allowed to play. This is Big 12 commissioner. Remember, Texas Tech is in the Big 12. Brett Yormark said the ramifications of today's ruling are significant and could have broad impacts across college athletics, creating great concern amongst our membership. I've been consulting with our key stakeholders and have scheduled meetings with our conference ADs and executive board this week. We're also in touch with Charlie Baker and anticipate the NCAA to appeal the order in the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll continue to monitor the situation. So here's where this is stemming from. According to Ross Dellinger, Big 12 athletic directors said they've had serious talks on not playing Texas Tech. One SECAD says there should be conversations about not playing Tech, quote, in any sports. It's total bleeping bull bleep is what he said. Now, I don't know why everybody is this up in arms about this. I understand being upset and saying that this doesn't seem right, that this guy's eligible to play given what he did, which is bet not just on sports, but on a game you're playing in. All of that's understood. And we discussed.
But what about the people who say, oh, he just redshirted at Indiana? He wasn't actually on the active roster when he bet on his team.
I don't think that matters. You're still actively involved on the roster. Like, you could just walk to one of your guys and say, hey, take a dive or something. Like, you just can't do it. Look, people told us we used to be able to bet here, and then they said, don't do it. You could get in trouble, and I haven't done it since. Like, once I knew the rules, I just want to know the rules. Once I knew the rules, I stopped. But in the case of these teams, here's, I guess, why I'm confused. Part of this is fear. Make no question about it. Part of this is fear. They fear Texas Tech was a college football playoff team last year. They got a really good quarterback, one of the best in the country. It's certainly a little bit of that. And then, yeah, you can hide that by arguing about, well, it's the principle of the matter. And it's like, okay, fine. But I never would have expected this sort of reaction from those schools. Not playing Texas Tech in any sport? Do you not think it's a little bit convenient that Texas Tech just got a whole bunch of money that they've infused into their programs, and now they're making, Women's College World Series, and their basketball team's better, and now their football team's making the college football playoff? Nobody really cared when Texas Tech was, what was the Mahomes Texas Tech teams with Patrick Mahomes was like 5-7. So we'll get into this later, but it's a very, very strong reaction and one that I wasn't expecting. So 303-504-0925. Can watch the show live on Twitch, twitch.tv, search Altitude SR in the search bar, the Altitude TV simulcast. Can also watch on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. How many subscribers do we have? 10.6 thousand. Get us up to 11. Do it today. Subscribe to the Altitude Sports Radio channel and don't miss anything from Denver's #1 sports station, Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. Moser, Lombardi, and Kane starts next. I have an admission to make. Watched that game last night. Everybody in New York is costing you $5,000 to get into the nosebleeds. Chris Rock's there, Stiller, Chalamet. All the celebs are out for the Knicks' first home finals game in decades. The president's there.
I thought it was Mariska Hargitay hug one of the players.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
What's that?
Who is it? I don't know who that is either.
Well, she's the daughter of who's the bombshell that was killed in the car wreck?
Hesh?
No, this is in the 60s. And then she's on like a crime scene USA, something like that.
Oh, sure. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, everybody was there.
Thought it was weird. Thought it was bizarre.
And the Knicks lose for the first time in 14 games with all of that happening. And I got to tell you, I will not dislike somebody until they give me a reason to dislike them, whether that's in life or in sports. I'm a Wembanyama guy. I like him. Plays hard. I just think he's got, and this can change. I felt this way about Anthony Edwards at first, and then my mind changed. Whatever. I have the right to do that. But he's a competitor. And the fact that he's doing this, I heard some people talking about they're down 0-2, and it's like, well, if Wemby loses the finals, what does this do for his legacy? Because we can't have a basketball discussion without discussing it in all-time context anymore.
I'm tired of legacy stuff.
And I go, you know what his legacy would be? That he made the finals at 22 years old, and he's incredible. That's what it is. But for him to go out last night and put together that performance with their backs up against the wall, I just like the guy. I like the way he plays.
I like his toughness.
I like his toughness. I like his competitiveness. I like all of it. And even the fact that Vic, when he was pining for the MVP, which I wasn't a huge fan of, I think that just comes from a competitive place. Like, I want to win everything.
I love when Jalen Brunson was trying to grab him at the post. He just threw Jalen Brunson to the ground.
Yeah.
It reminded me of when Alex Caruso was trying to assault Nicola, remember, in that second-round matchup last year? And sometimes you just got to take him and throw him to the ground.
Yeah. I love it. And I'm sure at some point down the line it's going to change. And part of this is I don't hate Wembanyama or the Spurs because I've already made my peace that this is just a behemoth you're going to have to deal with, like a literal behemoth. You're going to have to deal with for the next, 10, 15 years, whatever it is, if he can stay healthy. So I've already acknowledged that that's going to be the case. But yeah, I like the guy. And I think there's something to... It's going to sound silly. Remember when we played the Zlatan audio from yesterday where he said he thought U.S. soccer fans were soft because they didn't care about the regular season? Maybe it's just a European thing. Maybe they just want to win everything all the time. And that's just it. And we're like, well, yeah, call me when the postseason starts. I don't know. But I'm a huge fan, and I love that they went into New York and made people sad yesterday. I don't know what it is.
Did you see those ridiculous Knicks fans afterwards assaulting Spurs fans in the streets?
Oh, yeah.
Social media posts everywhere. Morons.
Yep.
Big, tough Knicks fans all jumping in on one or two Spurs fans. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, like they didn't take over San Antonio.
You better not tell Sam Presti about it.
Oh, Vic, don't start.
Better not tell Sam Presti about social media.
We'll get to that in literally 10 minutes because
I can't wait.
We need more than enough time to discuss this. But in the case of last night, I mean, the Spurs with their backs against the wall going to New York, who's won 13 straight motion in the postseason. Like, literally, they were on an all-time playoff run. I think Golden State, when they had KD, what did they go, Vic? Do you remember? Was it 16-1 in the playoffs that year? Wasn't that the best ever?
They won 14 in a row at one point.
I think they only lost one game in the finals against the Cavs.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous run. Again, the Knicks had not lost since April 23rd, Moj. They didn't know what it was like to lose last night.
They started the postseason against Atlanta. They went down 2-1 in that series. Literally didn't lose again until last night. It's crazy.
I love it. I mean, you know what? Every game has been fun to watch. Every game has had something in it, a chapter, a verse. It's been fun, man. No blowouts, comes down to the nitty-gritty, who makes the plays. And one thing that's emerged for me, one thing I've noticed about both teams, the Knicks and the Spurs, is how tough they are. Just tough.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I could not say the same about the Nuggets this year. I mean, what do you think, Moj? Why are you looking at me?
Moj, why are you so quiet?
Hi, guys.
I kept looking at you. I was waiting for you to jump in.
You don't want me.
Why? Because you hate Wembanyama?
You don't want me today.
Because you disagreed with everything I just said?
Because I watched the game last night.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time in a long time, and maybe I'm alone, maybe I'm not alone, I had to force myself to watch the game.
Oh, I get that. I understand.
Because, Vic, as of right this second, you have a rat, and he's got a long tail, right? Mm-hmm. Long tail. Big old New York City sewer rat. Long tail. And on his backside, right there underneath the tail, is his ass. And I couldn't give a rat's ass about the NBA Finals.
I understand
I'm
entirely.
Sorry. Mm-hmm. I forced myself. And the funny part is, games 1 and 2, I didn't force myself. I was enjoying.
What's turning you off? Is it just too much mega hype in New York?
Maybe I don't. Vic, probably all of that.
You know,
I see these random dill holes sitting courtside. I saw Rahm Emanuel. Yeah. I'm like, I thought you were a Chicago guy, and he's courtside. And I'm like, the hell are you doing there? I got invited. I mean, it's.
No, that was like a Met Gala last night.
I love Mike Breen. Mike Breen is a great broadcaster, but he's a New Yorker, self-professed Knicks fan, and I get it.
I thought you said my brain. It's like
I like my brain
brain's
too.
a great broadcaster.
Mike Breen is a wonderful human being.
I think he's terrific.
He's a wonderful human being. I've had a chance to talk to him several times. But I've noticed in these broadcasts, they're so New York-centric, and especially last night, when they cut to all the fans watching in the arena, out the arena, watch parties, and they were really soaking in the passion of New York Knicks fans. And in the back of my mind, part of me was thinking, that's cool. That's great. It's good that New York has revived. It's got a basketball renaissance. It's important for the game. I love it. But in the back of my mind, all I could think of is, okay, what about all the other fan bases who have been in this situation? I remember when the Nuggets were in this, I didn't see them going overboard discussing Nuggets fandom, going to all these watch parties, showing all these videos. I don't remember any of that. Do you? I don't remember it last year in Oklahoma City. I remember them showing fans, but not going into great detail about the passion of the fans. Do you?
No, but you're playing
in New York.
You're playing to that audience, Vic, because there's so many eyeballs.
It's a
around
huge
this
audience.
Thing. Yeah.
Understand, but it doesn't make them more passionate than any other fan base.
No.
That's all I'm saying. Just because you live in New York and you watch the Knicks doesn't make you a better fan.
Who was it that was hugging John Starks?
I don't know.
Starks is there, and he's got a former teammate. I forget who it was.
Was
hugging
it Larry
him.
Johnson?
It was not. Grandmama.
Was it Patrick Ewing?
No.
Was it Charles Oakley?
I'm not even sure it was a teammate. I think it was before Starks. But when guys start to get gray hair, you start to like, I know you, but I sort of, it's one of those. But that was redeeming to me. I thought, I can understand everybody.
Why was Robert Kraft there?
Because, like I said, it was the Met Gala.
Do you want me to?
That was the place that if you were famous, you had to be last night. And if you weren't cool.
Which version do you want today? Because of me. Just the regular, or do you want the sarcastic one? Which one do you want?
Couldn't care less.
All right.
I agree with Jared.
Luke Digga asks, who is saying Knicks fans are better than the others? Did you watch the broadcast? Did you watch the game?
ABC was saying it.
What exactly did you watch if you don't come across with that conclusion? Did you watch? Did you see how it was sold to the public? Did you pay attention to what they were saying, the pictures they were showing, where they were going? Did you notice the difference between those pictures and what you've seen in titles past?
But it's
because I did.
I mean, it's not that. I mean, it's not that hard to get. Huge market, celebrities everywhere. And first
But I
time they've
understand-
been there in a
Yeah,
long
I understand
time.
where Moser. I understand where Moser's coming from about how it's just like vomit-inducing.
Yes.
At times.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that.
Okay, so I got the answer. Mariska Hargitay's mother was Jane Mansfield.
I don't know who the hell you. Okay, I don't know either of these names. I
Well,
don't.
Jane Mansfield is a fake. Oh, Vic, why don't you Google Jane Mansfield right now? Google it. Jayne Mansfield.
And Moser, in my defense, I don't know who Mariska Shkamiska is, but I know who Olivia Benson is. I just know her as Olivia Benson from Law & Order SVU.
That's her.
I don't know
That's her.
Magiska
Oh, that
Kamiska.
chick.
Yes,
Yeah.
Olivia.
Okay.
She's
Okay,
been there
I
at
know
every
that
game.
chick.
She's been there at every game. She's a huge Knicks fan.
Okay, Jane Mansfield had a couple of things going for her.
I noticed.
I don't care. I stop it.
Okay,
I don't
stop,
care.
stop making a
I
mistake.
swear to God, Moser, not today.
I agree. But
I'm not
she's-
doing your history of
I'm just
actresses
saying
today.
she was there, and she was on Law and Order. Pueblo.
But there were a million celebrities there. That's what I'm getting at. Is that this thing was a giant? It was the Met Gala in a sports arena. You went there to be seen and to say, I am famous enough to get in this building. I don't know, famous enough, rich enough, whatever you want to call it. But despite all of that, I think it makes it even more impressive that when you have something like that, there's an energy that's going to go against you, not just like a crowd energy. There might be like a more favorable calls going to the home team because the refs feel it too, that sort of thing.
You mean when Spike Lee's jumping up and down, asking, begging, pleading for a foul call
Yes.
right in front of the referee?
Correct.
You mean when that happens?
And despite that, the Spurs went out and won. I think that's really impressive.
I
And
loved it.
I think it's even more impressive that it's done by somebody like he's 22 years old. Like, I know he's this 7'5" freak, and we've seen him play for a couple of years now. He's a child in that league. Mentally, a child.
It's not just him either. Steph Castle,
Yeah.
Dylan Harper.
All of them. They're
making
young.
big plays, and you know what? As I'm watching them do their thing on that stage, I can't help but think, as every other NBA franchise in the Western Conference is thinking right now, ooh, bro, what are we going to do?
You should. Because that's going to be a problem for a long time.
That team isn't going away. That team is not going away anytime soon.
What'd you do at halftime, Vic?
Halftime of last night's game?
Mhm.
I think I filled out some paperwork,
Yeah.
paid some bills.
That's good. Little bill paying there.
Did you? No,
Water
I tell you
bill.
what, I went deep dive on 50s actresses and some of the sons and daughters they produced.
Let me tell you what I did. I play with myself a lot.
In Moser's defense, she had huge cans.
Anyway, what I'm getting at is I switched over to FS2 because Peru was playing Spain in a friendly. And I know that I'm not Doc Emmerich. I'm whatever I am. And I'm here to tell you, the guy who was announcing Peru and Spain on FS2 sucked.
Great.
That's neat. All right. Anyway, so last
I don't
night's
know what's
game.
going on upstairs.
I don't know what's
I
going
don't
on
know what's
either.
happening
I
upstairs.
don't either.
It's this first segment already. Segment 1 of today's show.
I know.
Has already.
Agreed.
It's done. It's over. Either you leave the show. I'm not joking. Or you reassess who you are and what you're going to do today.
Well, you know what? The problem was I went to Radio Row and all I got was this dumb T-shirt.
All right. You know what? I want to get to Sam Presti because I heard the audio from Sam Presti yesterday. Nelly, have you heard me ever as mad as I was this appetizer? Because I intentionally didn't listen. I listened to 3 seconds of the clip. I sent it to Nelly and I go, I'm sharing this, my first experience on the air with everybody tomorrow. And I was livid because I can't stand people when an obvious thing is set in front of them who play dumb. And that's exactly what he did.
Also, I have a project, Moj. If you're not interested in participating today, as it seems you're not, I would read, if I were you, go deep into it. Jake Coyne, our buddy,
Yeah.
he wrote his 70-page manifesto on the Nuggets cap situation. and some things that they can and cannot do. If you want to really dig deep for the next few minutes, go on that manifesto and start reading.
Jake,
I'm on it.
Jake, if you're listening, can you give me, you know how AI like aggregates the important stuff? Can you just give me that version of? I can't go through 70 pages, bro. I can't.
I love it. Do you not read?
Only when I'm forced.
Do you know how to read?
You know what? I hate those AI.
I can't
I hate those. You know, when you want to read an article
read.
and AI has it at the very top of the article, sort of like the no. Get that out.
Oh,
I don't want to read your abbreviated
For Christ's sake, he's got chapters. He's got a table of contents on his article. I mean, if that doesn't mean this is like I'm reading the Bible.
Vic will give us the book report from Jake Coyne here in a little bit, I suppose.
Listen.
Or should we get him on the show? Would him
just call him
communicating it to us? Would it be easier for me?
Moj, can you do a verbal essay on the era of Barbara Eden when she was an actress and what she did for Hollywood?
Bro,
All of you,
don't even get me started on that.
All of you shut up. I want to yell at Sam Presti next. Hey, this is Brett Kane. You ever wonder why Fanatic Sportsbook is America's fastest online growing sportsbook? Well, here's why. Other books, their rewards are the same old, but Fan Cash, that's the ultimate sports currency, and that's what Fanatics lets you stack, is that Fan Cash. And with the Fanatic Sportsbook, each wager, you get up to 10% Fan Cash back, win or lose, and unlike points that expire, you can spend your Fan Cash on official team gear across every team and league, collectibles, exclusive experiences, all on Fanatics.com. Fan Cash unlocks value you just can't get at other books. You can even convert your Fan Cash to profit boosts and bet with it if you feel like it. Fan Cash, you're getting the access to the world of sports every time you bet with Fanatic Sportsbook. So switch to the book that always gives you more to play with. Download the Fanatic Sportsbook app today. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Offer not available in all states. Terms apply. See the Fanatic Sportsbook app. So sometimes this happens. I see a clip I haven't heard yet. I listen to 3 seconds of it, and I stop. And I send it straight to Nelly, and I go, I'm doing this live tomorrow. And
It's better that way.
That's what I did with Sam Presti. And I'm telling you, there's a few things in life that really bother me. But playing dumb to an obvious thing is maybe the worst. And I could accept that the Oklahoma City fan base was just unwilling to admit any of the things that the Thunder are accused of doing, whether it's flopping or whatever, because they're fans. And I'm like, what? You're just idiot fans like I'm an idiot fan. That's fine. I could accept if Shea didn't like the way that people talked about him. I can't believe, and this guy, I think, Vic, Moj, would you agree? Is Sam Presti one of, if not the best executive in sports right now?
He's considered the best.
As of right this second, with what he's been able to do with that roster in that city, the answer is yes.
So he's not stupid, is what you're saying?
He's not a dumb person.
No, but he's manipulative. He understands what works.
Call it manipulative. He sounds dumb. Here's what he said about Shea and the flopping narrative.
Relative to Shea and
First of all, sorry to stop. Didn't think anybody in the world said relative to except for Sean Payton. Okay. That was a surprise to start.
Can we strike that term from
agree.
the language?
Give me like a in regards to or something
just
like yeah.
Just like
regarding Shea and the flopping. Let me give you relative to.
Yeah, let's stop the relative to's. But here you go.
Relative to Shea and the narrative on that, he's playing against 6 people. He's got 5 defenders, and the 6th defender is social media.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, Nelly,
Stop.
you're going to have to start. Stop. It's
Stop
a 25-second clip, and it might
Stop
take
it.
30 minutes to get through.
You stop it with your finger. Did he just say... Hold on a second. Did he just say he's facing 6 defenders, 5 players, and 1 social media? Is there a social media admin on the court chasing him around?
It makes Shea look bad. And here's why. Imagine this. Imagine. What's happening Thursday at noon, Moj?
Joe Sakic going to have a news conference. Oh, by the way, I got my thoughts on that.
Yeah, we'll get to it later.
Okay.
But Joe Sakic is going to speak to us, finally, on Thursday at noon. Imagine if Joe Sakic steps up to that mic and says, not the year we wanted, disappointing finish, we knew we were better. By the way, stop being mean to Brock Nelson on Twitter.
It would be like...
Imagine him saying that.
No, it's similar to that. It would also be like Sean Payton going to the platform after the loss in the AFC Championship. Why'd you lose? Well, we opted to go for it instead of the field goal. And social media played a big role in what we did out there today.
I think all those people that changed their Twitter profile pictures to Jarrett Stidham with the sunglasses really affected the game today.
Sam Presti, that is the softest thing I've ever heard uttered from a front office person's mouth. That you are putting the blame on social media for how your player is regarded in the league.
Vic, can I say something? And it's relative to this conversation.
Don't say relative to.
I am being funny. I'm tired in 2026. I'm sick and tired of people who are relatively smart people, as you said, Brett.
They pander.
Behaving like children.
They pander.
Playing stupid.
Yeah, but behaving like what Sam Presti just did is a teenager's quote.
Oh, so true.
He's just getting started,
this is a 48-year-old man who just uttered words that if your child came home, Brett, you'll experience this, but Vic and I have. When your child comes home with some tie-in excuse and you're like, ain't nobody buying that, kid. You're even
an
for
adult now.
Even for your age.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous statement to make.
You're so right, Moshe.
Be more of a grown-up human being. But the thing is, Vic, he's a 48-year-old executive
Sounding
of
like a child.
Yeah, of $1 billion franchise. and the words that come out of his mouth are the behavior of an infantile person. And that's in that, but there's no, the juxtaposition of who he is and what he says is staggering. And but the problem is that it permeates society overall as a whole. People act so immature and so ridiculous, and they act naive. I think some are really actually dumb
You know
people.
what it is?
I think some are actually dumb human beings.
Moj.
Some feign naivete.
Yeah. Moj, what's happening here, and I want you to play from the beginning again because I want it all in its beauty. What's happening here is you have a guy, Sam Presti, who deserves all the praise in the world for building a tank, all right? He is so good at what he does. He built a tank. That tank found a couple potholes this offseason. They lost. People lose. Teams lose. And rather than just take ownership of the loss,
Just take it on the chin.
exactly, rather than take ownership, he's playing now what is popular among everybody in today's age. He's playing victim. Victimization.
I'm so sick of
He's
that.
playing the victim. We
so
are victims. So why'd you
tired
lose,
of
Sam
it.
Presti? Oh, because our MVP is getting attacked on social media, and we're playing 5-on-6, and that's why we lost.
All right.
Play
play
from
the beginning. Go again.
Relative to Shea and the narrative on that, he's playing against 6 people. He's got 5 defenders, and the 6th defender is social media. And, that's a reality. And he's not going to be the last player that the machine decides to target. But no one's going to handle this gracefully. Because when they turn it on somebody else, they're not going to step up there every night and not acknowledge it.
I effing hate this guy.
Stop.
I effing hate
Stop.
this guy.
So
I
he
thought
just
he
made
was
the
a
claim.
genius, and I
Not
hate him.
everyone's going to handle it as gracefully. Let me ask you guys a question. You think Nikola Jokic has been attacked on social media by some?
Yeah, a lot.
Has he been called words, names?
Over the years, a lot.
Especially this season. He's been called. Has Nikola Jokic ever once responded to any of those criticisms, social media posts or whatnot? Has he ever once, ever, besides that one quote he gave me in Houston about stat stuffing? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Has he ever once gone a campaign like SGA does after every game?
No.
Can I just say something real quick?
He also doesn't wear fake arm braces.
Shea is.
I'm just,
No, man.
Hold on. Shea is a 27-year-old man who makes borderline $100 million a year to play basketball. He flops. It's obvious. It's part of his game. He knows he does it because that's not something that is unintentional.
it's
that
taught.
he does.
It's taught by the coaching staff.
You know what?
I am a 36-year-old man. I get told on social media and on this text machine, I suck every day.
We all
and they
do.
pay me in Arby's coupons.
Yeah.
Okay? He's fine. He's a big boy.
You
he
know
can
what-
handle it.
you know
What are
what-
we doing?
You know what vibes that gives me? It gives me daddy's got to protect the baby vibes. Daddy's got to come in. What? All you're doing is making it worse. If your intent, Sam Presti, is to mute social media, you know what you just did? What did he do? He took a gallon of fuel, gasoline, and threw it on the barbecue.
Everybody knows the smartest thing. If you want to tamp down and stifle social media, complain about social media. That's the way to go.
Complete
Why don't you-
foolish thing to do.
I got a great idea. All you kids listening right now.
Because I'll tell you what's going to happen during the commercial break. I'm going to send out a I'm going to send out a social media in regards to Sam Presti. But Brett, this gets back to the deeper issue for me. The lack of personal responsibility taken by society
Victimhood.
nowadays and
Victimhood.
it's so unbecoming. And not only that, Vic, the problem is this. It goes further than that. You start out with the lack of personal responsibility and the victimhood aspect, that angle. And then you have the sycophants and the protectorates and the defenders that simply stack up in front of them like some sort of virtuous brick wall. And they're all a joke. All you people are a joke.
But hang on.
That nobody takes responsibility for anything anymore. You know what's going to happen on Thursday at noon? Joe Sakic is going to sit there in front of the microphone after losing one of his very good friends in this world a week earlier, and he's going to get up there and he's going to take it like a man.
He's going to take
He's going to
ownership.
say we
You're
failed.
goddamn right he is.
He's going to take ownership of a
damn,
loss.
You're damn right.
You're damn
he is.
right.
And you know what
Yeah.
else? It's not going to be easy and it's
Yeah.
not going to be fun, but he's going to do it because he doesn't run from that kind of crap. This guy is a joke, and the attitude of this guy, the entitlement of this guy is an absolute joke.
Hold on.
I'm sick of this crap, Brett. I'm sick of it.
I get it.
It's bringing down the world, man.
Hang on. I want you guys to listen to something.
From everybody, from all aspects, all sides, everything.
This is what drives me
sick
nuts.
of it.
And this happens in sports a lot, but it does happen in other areas of life. You can't point to an OKC fan, coach, player, now front office member that will acknowledge the reality of what that team is, which is floppers. And guess what?
No.
I would have so much more respect for Sam Presti if he said, I get it. We're called floppers. And he just goes, we win. If he just did that, I would have so much respect for him.
Exactly right.
But
If all you did is said, we play within the rules of the game, and if the rules allow us to win this way, these are the rules. That's it.
Vic, not a single person within that organization, fan, nothing, will acknowledge that.
They won't acknowledge it.
And here's what
they
drives
won't
me
acknowledge
nuts.
it.
It's the same thing that happened when Jokic was on his ascent towards best player in the world, and you had those last few Japanese World War II vets that were like unable to admit what happened.
Yeah.
And you're like, one of two things is true. One, literally everybody of every creed, race, political affiliation has all come to an agreement on this one thing, and they're all wrong, and you're right. Or they might be right in what they're saying. And what they're doing still is like, you're all wrong. Are you kidding?
Let me address this moron on our Twitch feed named Hachizi, who is going off here. He's clearly a Oklahoma City fan who has invaded our sphere here, who says that we can't complain about Shea because Jokic flops.
I'll tell you he flops.
Hold on a second. Have we acknowledged that Joker flops on this show?
100,000 times.
Do we like it?
No.
Okay. The point we're trying to make is we're okay with admitting it. You people in OKC, you're blind to it.
That's it.
Your GM just went out on national television and told the world that the reason his poor MVP doesn't have the reputation he deserves is because of social media. And it's people like you, Hachizi, who you don't look in the mirror and look at your team. Because I know you're an OKC fan. You can't hide. I ain't dumb. I know what you are. You guys just make complaints. You complain. You talk into the wind.
Before you get hot and bothered, if you're out there and you're disturbed or you're offended by my words or Vic's or Brett's or anybody else's, maybe you look in the mirror, number one. Number two, maybe just follow the lead of the guys you listen to on this program. We take so much personal responsibility for our screw-ups that I've instructed our producer, Steve Nelson, to shut me off.
Hey, here are the comments.
I am so wrong right now.
Shut
him off. Shut my own microphone off.
Yes.
So that I'm not allowed to talk on the program because I'm screwing up big time. What is wrong with everybody?
Here's why
makes
OKC
mistakes.
fans.
Everybody screws up. Why not take
Nobody
ownership
wants to take
of your
accountability.
stuff, man?
Here's why OKC fans can never put down.
It'll set you free and grow you as a human being. I promise you.
They never want to put down the pom-poms. Okay, they want to hold on to them for life. When the Nuggets got eliminated in the first round, we called them soft. We ripped certain players for not showing up. We wondered about where they're going now in the future because of their contract situations. We were abundantly critical of the Denver Nuggets. OKC loses in the Western Conference Finals, and rather than offer any words of criticism, their GM blames social media. Shut up.
There's another clip from Presti, by the way. Nelly, set this up for us again because this
sure.
question got cut off.
I'm not sure I can handle it.
Yeah, so he was asked about the Spurs getting physical in their series against OKC. Like, there was that footage of Wemby on the bench talking to his teammates saying, hey, go ahead and put the hurting on these guys. And then some of the Spurs went out and started beating up the Thunder. And you remember the Thunder started taking the Spurs started taking the approach of, if we're going to get a whistle called anyway, I'm going to put an elbow into your back and I'm going to knock you flat on your face because they're going to call a foul anyway. So Sam Presti was asked, like, how did you deal with that kind of intentional pointed physicality?
By the way, what we were begging the Nuggets to do in the Minnesota series.
You didn't hear us complaining. You know, we're not complaining. If that's that we just want to know what the rules are, and we'll play by those.
Hang on. So the guy who first says we aren't complaining and then goes, I just want to know what the rules are, which sounds like a complaint to me, who has, and I just, Sam Presti, if you're listening, please, somebody get this to him. There's a 2-minute highlight package of Lou Dort doing exactly what you're complaining about to multiple, not just players in the NBA, team in league superstars.
He's a cheap shot artist.
Superstars.
He's a cheap shot artist. There's proof.
I can't believe, like, literally, I had no idea this morning, Moser. When I woke up, I had no feeling towards Sam Presti other than genius. Genius team builder who got a little bit lucky in the Shea trade where you got an MVP for along with the picks. I was just like genius. And now, pull it up.
Bring up the list, Nelly.
Pull it up, Nelly.
This is why, and by the way, as you
list.
bring up the list, here's an example. This is why I've talked to a lot of OKC media folks over the years, and they said, yeah, Sam doesn't make himself available much. He doesn't talk maybe but once a year to the media. He just doesn't do it. Now I know why. Now I know why.
Well, you know why,
shouldn't
Vic?
talk. You should never talk.
Because
you should never
yeah.
make yourself available to the media.
After what I just heard, let me say this. And I'm going to be very, I hope somebody sends this to people in Oklahoma City. I'm going to be very clear, Brett. Sam Presti doesn't talk to the media and shouldn't talk to the media.
Ever again.
Because Sam Presti is a walking self-embarrassment. That's who he is. That's what he is. You can choose to ignore that, but it doesn't change the fact.
Nelly.
Put him at the top. Put him above Dan Hurley, for God's sake.
For the moment, he's at the top
Number
of the
one.
list. He's number one on the list.
I agree.
So this is our hate list. Look, I don't know the last time we added a name to this list. It's been a long time. But Sam Presti is now at the top.
Would you look at some of the people on this list? Right now,
Yeah,
you've
we
got
gotta pare it
1,
down.
2, 3, 4, 5. You got 6 basketball guys at the top.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't realize that Sam Presti was using the code word Hachizi in our Twitch feed.
I can't stand when you just can't acknowledge a reality. And we try and be as fair as possible on the show. And we'll let you know if we're biased in one way or another. We're obviously biased towards Nikola Jokic. I love
But
Jokic.
we're also
Jokic
but we're also critical. We're critical.
Yes.
We're critical. That's the thing that bothers me. The most insulting thing you can say to us is, I hate, oh, look at the corporate radio. Oh, look at them shill. Shill. I killed the Nuggets for 2 straight weeks when they got eliminated.
Yeah.
We called them soft after game 3.
Like I said, if they went out and Sam Presti talked about the narrative of their team, because here's the narrative. They play incredibly physical in a way that no other defense does in the league without getting the same amount of touch calls. And then they get the opposite on the offensive side. And I think it's genius. It's absolutely genius. And if he just went out and said, yeah, we teach that, I'd be like, good for you, man. Like, that's a hell of a strategy.
Brett.
And the other thing I learned this year, and it's a given now, what they do is coached.
Correct.
For sure.
It's coached.
Correct.
It's 100% coached.
Brett, what you said to start the segment, I know we're over. Sorry, Nelly. You said the smart people who refuse to acknowledge the reality that is in front of them.
That play dumb.
That play dumb even though they know. That is a real problem in this world. The lack of intellectual honesty on this planet, from all sides, everything, it's staggering and it's unfortunate. It's not the way humans are supposed to react, bro.
So
it's not the way they're supposed to behave, and I'm done with it, man.
I'm sure we'll get back to this in a little bit.
And so Presti is just the latest in a long list of people who are peeing in my boots and telling me it's raining.
303-504-0925. Back after this.
Speaking of the tiki-talk, the treatments at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are not tiki-talk. They are goody good. Let me tell you something. If you're dealing with low testosterone or other problems, hormonal issues, guys, including low sex drive, bad sleep patterns, unproductive workouts, decreased energy, brain fog, and much more, do yourself a favor because the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. Call them today. Find out what they can do for you. Go to their website. Check it out. Get started because summer is upon us. You're going to want to be active and out and about, and you're going to want to be a better version of yourself. Feel like your old self. And right now they also have the advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. They can help you feel your best. Here's the telephone number, 720-440-7900. That's 720-440-7900. 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. Fort Collins down to Colorado Springs. They've been in business a decade, successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Go online, RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
relative to Shea and the narrative on that, he's playing against 6 people. He's got 5 defenders, and the 6th defender is social media. And, that's a reality. And he's not going to be the last player that the machine decides to target. But no one's going to handle this gracefully, because when they turn it on somebody else, they're not going to step up there every night and not acknowledge it.
There's one thing that I do know because I went to high school. And I went to high school as a redheaded teenager in peak South Park years that ran an episode that debuted the word ginger in Daywalker. And there's one thing I know. If you let the people who bully you in one way or the other know that their bullying is affecting your mood, they tend to stop. Oh, wait a minute. No. They use that as fuel to pummel you even more. So, Sam Presti, congratulations. You've done just that. Because if you think social media was bad for Shea now, just wait. I still can't believe there is not and I've begged people listening to this show to find me a single one person who represents Oklahoma City Thunder as a fan, player, coach, or executive that is the balls to say, yeah, we do everything you accuse us of because it works. Mm-hmm. And if they said that, I would make him the gold standard of sports fan.
100%.
The gold standard.
Yep. I remember when the bad boys were winning championships. Yeah, we're going to foul you. Yeah, we crossed the line. Yeah, it works.
And they admitted it. They're like, this is exactly what we do. Like it or not,
yep.
This is how we play.
Brett, there was a time here in Denver, Colorado.
Sorry, Moshe, just one thing real
sure.
quick. The dichotomy between that is this, and this is why they won't admit it. Because that's a soft brand, and they don't want to admit to it. The bad boys could do it because they're like, what? We're bullies. So what? Yeah. It's cool to be a bully.
Brett.
It's not cool to be the guy who and falls on the floor.
I reckon. Vic, there was a time here in town. Could you explain to Brett, please, and all the youngins out there, when the Denver Broncos were winning Super Bowls in the 90s, and a very good team, and they had an offensive line coach who taught a certain technique. Mm-hmm. Can you explain to everybody what that was?
Alex Gibbs was the master of teaching the cut block.
That's exactly right.
And a lot of opposing teams considered it very cheap.
That's exactly right. It was legal. A cut block in the National Football League at that point.
It's not now.
That is correct. But essentially what it is when you have a defensive player engaged with an offensive player, another offensive player was allowed to come in and take that guy's legs out from under him. Now, injuries resulted, sure, but it was legal, and the Denver Broncos did it to perfection. And you know what they said, Brett?
What's that?
Yeah.
As they should.
We do. Mm-hmm. As they should.
They should.
And you know what rule they basically said, yeah, we run a system here that's allowed in the NFL. It's a zone blocking scheme. We have smaller, faster linemen who get out to that area, and we will cut you if you enter that area.
That is correct.
And they stopped doing it when they changed the rules.
That is correct.
Texture says, I was a Rockets fan during the peak Harden years, not to the extreme of OKC, but I accepted and admitted that it was ugly, but it was working. We had, who was the guy that's a Houston radio host we had on the show a few times during those Harden years? Do you remember? Well, Nelly, you weren't around then. But he's a former UFC guy who does radio down there now. Had him on the show, and we said, be honest, man. The Harden style of play. And he told us he was working for the Rockets affiliate. And he goes, I hate it. I hate watching it.
Yep.
But it works. It wins. It's like, that's all you have to do. I swear to God. Like, it's not going to be an answer that people like. But if you're doing something that is, let's just call it unaesthetic or displeasing, because it works, if you just, AJ Hoffman, thank you, Texture, that was his name. If you just admit.
Whoa. How the hell did the three of us not remember AJ?
I don't know.
Yet this guy, hang on, the area code 281, that's got to be Houston. Hang on. The 281.
Had it at the ready.
Yeah, hang on. 281.
Because it says here he's a Rockets fan during peak Harden years.
Yeah.
And,
Area code 281 is from Houston. Thank you. So the only reason that this dude pulled A.J. Hoffman out of his backside is because he's from Houston.
AJ Hoffman, I like talking to him. He's a good guest.
He's
but he
a
admitted
great
it.
guest,
But
yeah.
just admit the
That's
thing,
it.
and then I'll have respect for it at least.
Beck on the text line brings up another great point. God, I love you people because you bring up these points that we can't gather because we're dumb. What is the one move, the one play in football that we have criticized over and over again over the last 3 or 4 years?
Tush push.
The tush push is probably the
So
worst.
what does
yeah.
Philly do in regards to the tush push? Do they say, "Oh, we don't do that"? What do they do?
They embrace it. They say, "Yeah, you're
Stop
damn right.
it.
We practice it and we embrace it."
Yeah, stop it. So that's what
Right.
they do. That's how they handle it. So what's happened here? We are in knee deep in the NBA Finals. We're 3 games in, and the focus of our show today has been comments by a team that got eliminated in the Western Conference Finals because their GM played victim
Is a clown.
because he said the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's crazy.
So if you're the owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm not even sure who it is. Is it that the chick who was in Lost Boys? What does she
I don't-
own?
I don't know much. I don't know that movie.
If I'm the owner of the Oklahoma City, this is why everybody has a price. I know my GM is good. I know he's done a great job. But if I'm listening to my guy sit in front of the media and be intellectually dishonest like that and childish, teenagerish, clownish, that's a bad taste in my mouth. I would bring him inside and say, dude, you're complaining about social media because we lost? How about Hartenstein and Holmgren?
How about Chet getting owned?
How about Chet being absolutely owned?
Yeah.
I mean, how about Chet with 4 points in Game 7 and you could break his ankle with a paper airplane? How
Yeah.
about that, bro? I mean, why don't people take accountability for their own stuff? Why?
303-504-0925, Shop Mazda text line, one price, one person, 1 hour. So I do want to get to this manifesto from Jake Coyne a little bit later. Do you just want him on the show, Vic, or you want to talk about it yourself?
It's entirely up to you guys. I've written down a couple points that I want to get to because what I love reading, I don't agree with everything Jake writes. I don't. But I love it because he does the research and he puts the numbers together and he goes to places I otherwise would not.
Just say it. Just say why.
educates me.
Just say it. He does. He's magnificent at what he does with the
100%.
CBA, and there's a reason for that, Vic. It's because he's an absolute nerd.
Like he gave
Noah, and he admits it. No offense, Jake, but he's got the time and he's got the aptitude. See,
Yeah.
I admit it, and I'm saying that in a good way. I don't have the aptitude nor the intelligence to break down the CBA in a 70-page manifesto like Jake Coyne does.
one of the points he made is trading away MPJ to Brooklyn for the financial relief that allowed them to sign the guys they signed.
Yeah.
He said, in hindsight, it's a bad move. I disagree 100%. Just because it doesn't work doesn't make it a bad move.
Well, let's
It
get to
gave
this.
them flexibility.
Let's get to this a little bit later. We'll try and get him on the show too at some point. When we come back, though, news that broke yesterday. I had no idea the seismic level of ripple effects that this would have. We'll get to it next.
All right, let me put on my reading glasses. I thought I'd be able to get rid of these reading glasses. I went into Dr. Cutarelli's office a few months ago. I said, "Fix me, please." Well, my eyes are not quite ready just yet. They will be soon. They've got to change still. You know, we all have different eyes and different reactions to procedures, and it's not time for me yet to get refractive lens exchange. But maybe you can do it. And all you have to do to see if you can qualify is schedule a free Zoom consultation with Dr. Cutarelli at ColoradoRLE.com. That's ColoradoRLE.com. Just imagine reading your phone or your computer, your laptop, a menu without having to throw those reading glasses on. Yeah, I know. A lot of you have to do it. Carry them around with you. I carry them on the back of my phone. Permanent solution to your eyes not being able to read the small print. And the cherry on top, you get this procedure done, you'll never develop a cataract. Do you qualify? Are your eyes ready? Well, find out for sure by contacting Dr. Cudarelli today. A free Zoom consultation available at coloradorle.com. That's coloradorle.com.
So you guys remember yesterday when that sweet judge in Texas, I don't know if he was old. I don't know if he was sweet. We made him into a sweet old man. I got to tell you, Brendan Sorsby, you're a good kid. I'll forgive the sins of your past.
My buddy sent a text saying he loved
It's the
your
Honorable
impression.
Ken Curry, retired in 2012, when they brought him out of mothballs to make this ruling.
So, yeah.
What does he care? No, he's going to be dead soon. What does he care if he just ruined college sports?
Could have been a 25-year-old chick for a judge, for all I know. The Honorable whoever decided that Brendan Sorsby is eligible to play this year. And I was like, interesting decision. Kind of shocked that they did it. And I kind of left it at that. I had no idea that college football in college athletics as a whole is this is legitimate. Big Ten schools, SEC schools, talking about not playing Texas Tech in any sport moving forward because of this. And I have two questions off this. The first one is Texas Tech related.
Yeah.
Why are they getting the brunt end of this punishment when all of this stuff happened pre-Texas Tech?
Because they're allowing him to come in and play for them, knowing full well that they've got damaged goods. You could still, in their contention, Texas Tech, it's also, again, it's today's generation. We're protecting the kid. He's got an addiction. Oh, my God. What are we going to do with this addiction? He must play or the addiction will get worse.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
I'm going dark.
Hold on.
You're right.
Let me finish my statement.
Yes, sir.
So they're doing that to protect the kid. There are ways you can protect the kid without having him play, without having him miss 2 useless games against non-conference teams that you can beat in your sleep. There's still ways to protect the kid. All you're doing is protecting yourself and your ego, and you're competing to win. That's what you're protecting. You're not protecting the kid here. That's a bunch of hoodah.
Hoodah?
I was thinking about Vic. I was
Hoodah.
thinking about Brett's judge.
Just made up a word.
Judge, what's his name? Judge.
I don't know.
Imagine he's got Jeffrey Dahmer in front of him.
I too have seen a hamstring that I wondered if I cooked medium rare, would it be something I would enjoy? And you know what? You're a good kid.
You're a good kid.
I just go back to Harvey Keitel from Reservoir Dogs. Joe, he's a good kid.
But where do we, Vic, you laid it out there yesterday so well. I was so proud of you. You specified the number of bets. You specified the amount of the betting that he did. It's self-admitted, by the way. He admitted that he did it. All the evidence is in front of you. And it's one of the biggest no-nos in the history of sports.
And he must be punished for it.
But hang on.
You have to be punished for it.
I totally agree. But here's what I don't understand.
Well, if that doesn't get you disqualified, Brett, then in today's...
What does?
What does in today's
Again,
college sports?
Don't disagree with anything that you're saying. This happened back in 2022. He was redshirting for Indiana. He went to rehab for this, a 35-day rehab for this gambling addiction. When did that happen? Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that was recently.
Okay, it was.
Yeah,
It was
he just did
recently?
this. Yeah.
So here's what I guess
So he's fixed.
this is always going to be the question. If he played for, Grambling State, this isn't a big deal. This is a big deal, especially because Texas Tech just got a huge influx of money.
Yeah.
And they are now college football playoff contenders. They're in the Women's College World Series. Their basketball team's great. Like, it's a big deal
Because they're players now.
that, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
No, listen, man, I can't tell you what a bad precedent. And the reason why other teams, other leagues are threatening not to schedule Texas Tech, let me tell you all the bad precedents it sets. It sets a bad precedent for the college athlete. Who's to stop anybody else from betting on games and then using the alibi? It's an addiction. All right? Who's to stop me? Why can't I do that? Fellas, tomorrow I'm going to start betting on Nuggets games. Fire me, and I'll come back with, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
You can't fire me. It's an addiction.
You got to find the right judge for the injunction.
Yeah. So I just want to know, is it okay for me to do that? I'm not allowed to bet. I don't bet at all.
Vic, you're right.
But I'm not allowed to bet. Am I allowed now to go crazy on NBA games and then come back and make it's an addiction?
Vic, you're totally and completely correct. There's got to be a line drawn someplace. Okay, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
You judge Carpio, God rest his soul. What's his?
Don't know his name.
Casprio, whatever.
The
Frank
judge.
Caprio.
Caprio. You got Pablo Escobar in front of you.
You're here in front of me because of the massive amounts of narcotics that you have trafficked in this country. I'm an old man. I would love to have a party in the way that you guys party. And I think there should be no rules against having a good time.
Tell him he's a good kid, please.
And Pablo, I heard you gave a whole bunch of money back to your country. And you built a couple orphanages. You're a good kid.
Let me continue on the bad precedent.
Please.
It sets a bad precedent
It
for
might
students.
have set a bad precedent that you brought the drugs in the country.
It's
But you're a good kid.
It sets a bad precedent for the college athletes because every college athlete will now use this as an excuse. It sets a bad precedent for the teams because now teams, I mean, there's no such thing as a bad resume anymore. You can go after anybody. It sets a bad precedent for the leagues as a whole. I mean, the Big 12 right now, because you're going to complain as a league, Big 12, about other leagues and what they do and what they get away with when you're watching this happen under your own nose. That's why the Big 12 commissioner, what's his name again?
Greg Sankey.
No.
Your Mark or something.
Your Mark. Yeah.
He talks, I've heard him talk. He talks a big game about other leagues and other teams. I've heard him criticize other teams and other leagues a lot. Well, my man, pull up your britches because it's up to you to do something about this one.
Well, here's one SEC AD and what he said about it, that they've had serious talks of not playing Texas Tech in any sports. And he said, quote, "It's total bleeping bull bleep," is what he said. Now, again, it feels like such a slam dunk case of somebody that cannot be allowed to play. Okay? That's what it feels like. I do think if I dug enough, I could find some other things with a lot of SEC or Big Ten schools in the same manner of, well, you're allowing this stuff going on. I don't think that should be right either. It does feel to a certain extent like Texas Tech is being singled out. I do think there's a little bit of that because I don't think there's any question. If I had an AD in a locked room with True Serum and it said, give me the dirt on all the stuff you've heard about other teams, he could give me a laundry list
but hold
of
on a
misdeeds.
second. What do you mean singled out? Remember that player from Iowa State who got banned? Remember Boudet who got banned? These other college players who were involved in not even a 1/100th amount of wagers that this guy put forth.
Somebody banned the
Boutte.
Boutte?
Got banned?
Who banned the Boutte?
Understood. I'm saying not specifically towards this, but some other things is all I'm saying.
Listen, 20 years ago.
I don't think you're allowed to play for Georgia unless you go 140 miles an hour in your car.
Right.
Hey, and let me tell you something else.
Vivek, 20 years ago, real quick, 20 years ago, there were so many things going on that would disqualify teams and just, we can't play Georgia ever again. It's a center play, this. But this is all now because everything's on the up and up, and this judge made this crazy ruling. Everybody's I can see where, and now everybody's throwing stones. Ohio State, you're throwing stones, really. Florida, you're throwing stones. Georgia, you're throwing stones. I mean, if we just go back a couple of years before it was all above the table and looked at your below the table, we would be shocked at what you guys
Well, you know the stories of those, the Tebow Florida teams. Like, Tebow was this shining, perfect human being that was the front of a nasty roster that did horrible things.
Yeah, Aaron Hernandez was killing people. The Pouncey twins were selling bricks on the side.
Yeah.
We have two different arguments going on here, folks. And listen, I can make a different argument for each one. A lot of you are saying, well, what's the big deal? Gambling? I mean, this guy's betting on a few games, and meanwhile, these other guys doing domestic violence, and they're getting a slap on the wrist, and they're being able to play. It's not my rule about gambling. I didn't make the rule. It's up to you to decide how bad it is. That's not my rule. That's the college rule. You cannot gamble on games. They made the rule.
Well, especially your own. Now again, what this is coming down to, and this is where it gets squirrely, and I understand the argument. They're concerned about keeping the what's the word I'm looking for here? to make sure that nobody thinks anything nefarious is going on with the scores in the games that they're watching. The last thing a sport can afford, look at boxing, is when you get the allegation of this thing is rigged, there's no coming back from it because you'll never trust it again.
Well,
and like the NBA they actually did a great job, to their credit, of sidestepping the Tim Donaghy thing.
Yeah.
Because that could have potentially ruined your sport. When people think the game is rigged and you're watching a WWE result as opposed to an actual sport,
Well, the truth is the game was rigged.
Sure.
It was rigged.
Right.
Donaghy did time. It was rigged.
In Sorsby's case, all of the bets that he wagered, this thing I'm reading, 2,900 wagers totaling at least $90,000 is what I'm saying.
Lord. It's a lot.
All these specific bets that he placed when he was on Indiana were all in support of Indiana, whether it's them to win, cover the spread, hit
That
a certain
doesn't
number
matter
of points.
because what happens when you don't bet on Indiana?
I get it. But it's the one thing that would have, I think, crossed this to where it's like it's absolutely a no-go for him. If he made a bet against his own team, he'd be done. Yeah. Like there's no defending that.
One text I want to read here from 0687 who claims he's a former collegiate football player, played for the Buffs. Love to know who you are. As usual, Vic cannot see the forest through the trees. The SEC was rotten for decades. Nebraska played Lawrence Phillips 4 weeks after beating blank blank out of a volleyball player. Orgeron just admitted he bought players for 10 years. The game is dirty. I have nothing wrong with the Tech decision, and I hope Tech makes the playoff. That's fine. If you want to just go that route and all bets are off, then all bets are off, my friend. If you want to play that game, let's go. Let's go. All bets are off. That's the game this guy wants to play. It's cool.
Vic, it gets deeper than that because we're talking about a guy and a judge saying this kid's eligible. There's an article today by Tom Fornelli from CBS Sports, and here's the lead. Stunning Brendan Sorsby ruling raises the question, can anything save the NCAA from the courts? The NCAA, dude, is junk for college football.
It doesn't have a hand in the matter anymore. It doesn't.
There's zero. It's such when I said even 2 years ago,
it's been sterilized, neutralized.
When I said 2 years ago, Brett, this is the Wild West, and it's only going to get crazier.
Yeah,
we are witnessing the crazier on a daily basis now. Not only was it the Wild West a couple, 2, 3, 4 years ago, but now it's what's beyond the Wild West? Well, what's beyond that? I don't know what's beyond that.
The thing that's crazy is you just got to find a judge. Like you got to find one because the NCAA can't do anything.
Hey, Brett, they're going to appeal the case. The NCAA may appeal it to the 7th District Court of Appeals. Do you know the 4 judges who make up that Court of Appeals?
No
idea. All 4 of them are Texas Tech grads. Can't make it up, can you?
I want them to make the ruling and walk out with Big 12 championship rings on their fingers.
Hey, and that's fine. if you want to say that's fine. That's fine. Then it's open to everybody and anybody. If you want to open it up like that, let's go. May the deepest pockets win. Let's go. You want to play that game? Let's play it.
There are literally billions of people on this planet. And all you got to do is find the one guy who really, really loves Texas Tech who happens to wear a robe. That's all it takes.
He hasn't worn a robe in 14 years, but they brought him out of mothballs.
303-504-0925. Back after this. This is Brett Kane, Fanatic Sportsbook, America's fastest online growing sportsbook, and it's pretty simple. Other books, they have the same old rewards, but they don't have what Fanatics has, which is fan cash. That's the ultimate sports currency, and you can get so much by jumping on with the Fanatic Sportsbook, including 10% fan cash back on your wagers, win or lose. Who else does that? Unlike points that expire, you can spend your fan cash on whatever you want. Official team gear across every team in the league, collectibles, exclusive experiences, all found on Fanatics.com. And fan cash unlocks value you just can't get at other books. You can even convert it to profit boosts. Bet with it if you want to. Fan cash, it's the access to the world of sports every time you bet with Fanatics Sportsbook. So switch to the book that always gives you more to play with. It's Fanatics Sportsbook. Download the app today. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Offer not available in all states. Terms apply. See the Fanatics Sportsbook app. I got a question for you. There is certainly, if we're doing a pie chart, there's a large slice of the pie, which is this is the offseason and this is what people do. And I fully understand that. But anytime anybody within the Broncos organization is asked about Jalen Waddle, they're going nuts. Here's another example. We played Jaleel McLaughlin for you yesterday where he said this.
What did you see today that had you having to send a text that he's special?
Man, I mean, it's just everything, bro. Like you could tell when somebody's special. You could tell when somebody's different. You could tell like the separation he can get, and also his route, how crisp his routes is amazing. Man, he's the truth. So I'm excited, and I'm happy to see it. Like we're on the same field. I'm happy to see it at practice every single day. Competitor, hard worker. Great for Denver.
So that's Jaleel McLaughlin with the DNVR boys. I'll tell you what's special and what's different about him. He's fast. It's very easy. Hey, Moj, if you watch Usain Bolt run for the first time, you would say, that guy's different. Why? Because he's faster than everybody else. So that's a huge thing. Here's Garrett Bowles yesterday on the NFL Network.
I mean, our team was just missing one piece, and we were missing that Jalen Waddle. We were missing that electrifying dude that can come across the middle, can get the deep ball, can have that speed around the edge. When we hand it off to him, when he comes in motion, and all of the above. I mean, the dude is electrifying, and he's one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. And I know him in Cortland, which I've had a relationship with Cortland for so many years, and seeing what he can do. And those two are just freaks of nature, man. I mean, it's going to be really hard for defenses to try to scheme us up when you have two electrifying receivers like that. And you got Marvin Mims, you got Pat Bryant, and you talk about a receiver core that's just humble and hungry and ready to rock and roll by two leaders in Cortland and Waddle.
Hey, I agree with him. I don't like the Broncos receiving core. I love it. I think they have a great mix. I mean, Cortland Sutton, I've mentioned on this show, I think he's vastly underappreciated in what he can do. Big catches, big games, he can produce.
Yep.
And now Waddle, depending on how they utilize him, we know he has the skills and the talent. Do you make the most of it, though? Was he underutilized at times in Miami? Was he held back by the quarterback situation they had there? I don't know.
Times.
But when they were rolling, bro, we saw that offense firsthand when they threw 70 on the Broncos. When they were rolling and they had all pieces working, I can't wait to see it.
We know all the fun things that this could be. We know what he could bring to the offense, make it more dynamic, give Cortland Sutton more one-on-one opportunities, all that different stuff, all the positives we know. There's two things that concern me. One is, feels like a lot of hype, and this feels like a lot of praise, and I hope that they're right, but we're setting the bar pretty high here to where if this offense doesn't take off next year, concern. Here's the second thing. There's a lot of eggs in the Jalen Waddle basket. A lot of your hopes are centered on what, let's be honest, the one acquisition you made in the offseason, right? We're talking about one player being a big-time, game-changing guy with not a lot else that was added to the roster.
Correct.
If Mims misses 8 games, then what? You know what I mean? There's a lot that is laid at the feet of Jalen Waddle is going to change X, Y, and Z.
Vic, I'm right with you with Cortland Sutton. Just such a steady, good, smart football player. There's no doubt that Jalen Waddle is different. What he does, the way he moves, how he gets open, how he runs his route, the speed, it's different. To me, what I'm hearing out of the team and the players is probably not wrong. They're looking at this and saying, one of these things is not like the other, and we like it, and I can see why. But it's also like, if you're every day going to school, Vic, every day you're going to school, and you're having a mortadella sandwich, and your mother is making you mortadella sandwiches every day of your life, right?
Yeah.
And the kid across the way at lunch has got this nicely sliced with au jus sauce roast beef sandwich. You're going to go, that's the damnest good-lookingest roast beef sandwich I ever seen in my entire life. Now, it may be the best damn roast beef sandwich you ever saw. But the point is, you don't have a whole lot to compare it to because you're on the mortadella. And I'm not calling Cortland Sutton mortadella. I'm saying that this guy is just different. He looks different. He plays different. And so it's the shiny new fishing lure that everybody's going to be attracted to, and rightfully so. And it may be the best fishing lure you could have possibly purchased at the store. But that's what we're going through right now.
It's a lot of Jalen Waddle's going to change everything, and that to me is a little bit concerning.
And I take offense to Vic being against the mortadella because I like a good mortadella sandwich. Okay, go ahead, Brett.
It was just every day for you, right, Vic? That's what bothered you.
It was
every
like
day.
spam.
Yeah. Well, especially coming from your household, Moj. Tuna fish and peanut butter sandwiches.
Jesus.
Let me tell you
That's a
something.
real thing, by the way, that his dad ate.
God,
Tuna fish and peanut butter.
Can you believe that Keith Moser came on these airwaves and admitted it? What a jerk. Anyway, the point is, so a peanut butter and jelly would look like a T-bone to me, okay? You're right about that. I'm just saying that we won't know until there's so many unknowns. There's speculation and excited speculation. I'm excited. I truly am. What is Davis Webb going to? There's so many unknowns. Where is Bo Nix's leg? Where is his ankle as we get ready for September what? September, help me out here, boys. September 14th. Yeah.
God, the season starts late.
Yeah. September 14th at Kansas City. What's a Monday night? So it really starts on the 13th, but it's still late. Should be around the 6th or the 7th, in my opinion. That's where I like my NFL season to start.
Here's the other thing I was wondering. Did you guys happen to see, this will fly under the radar?
But damn, dude, you got the Jags coming in week 2. At least you're at home. You got the friggin' Rams coming in week 3.
Yeah, it's a murderer's row to
then
start
you're
the year.
at the
It's
Niners
crazy.
and at the Chargers. Dude, this is... And then you're home against defending Super Bowl champions. This is a murderer's row.
Well, you're going to know right away what kind of team you have.
Well, for God's sake, yes, you are. This is not. Let's not lose sight of the fact that they've got to tread water for the first 6 weeks.
This is one of those examples of, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I would not be surprised if it is. I keep looking at that room, that wide receiver room for the Broncos, and there's a lot in there. There's Cortland, there's Waddle, there's Franklin, there's Bryant, there's Mims, and there's Humphrey, who it's just like Sean Payton looks at him and says, I can't quit you. I can't quit little Jordan Humphrey. He is, to my knowledge, at least not for years, carried more than 5 wide receivers into a season. You see what Marvin Mims did yesterday? Changed agents.
Ooh, he did.
Marvin Mims is in the final year of his contract.
All right, that's the first sign of something up. That's the first sign of conflict, of uncertainty, of frustration. If you don't like the deal that's on the table and you feel that you're being held back by your representation, you change it.
I'm not saying it's going to happen.
I am.
But I've wondered a long time how Marvin Mims feels about going into this training camp. Not just from the standpoint of, he's one of the few guys that has not gotten a contract extension yet for being a pretty key piece, at least in special teams, if nothing else. But also, he cannot be happy with his usage through 3 years of his NFL career. He's got to be a little bit confused as to why he doesn't play more, because he does produce when he gets on the field. And he's got to not be happy with the idea that he is seen as a specialty guy and not a main piece.
His only saving grace, and the way he makes that money back, because I agree with you. I mean, you'd be foolish not to think he's upset with the situation. Of course he is. He's just saying all the right things. Remember, we had him on that Nuggets pregame, and we asked him about the arrival of Jalen Waddle, what it means to him. He was surprised. He was somewhat stunned. But he also invites the fact there's another talent on the team. The one saving grace for Marvin Mims that can change everything is Davis Webb. If Davis Webb sees what you just described, that he's always productive when he's in the field to play, and he utilizes that production, it can change everything for him.
Vic Lombardi, why do you think, your heart of hearts, with Sean Payton calling all the offensive shots, why do you think Mims has not been used as much?
I don't know. In my heart of hearts, I don't know. I wish I had a fundamental answer. Maybe there's a disconnect at practice.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a disconnect there.
We talked to Lakewald. Lakewald says it's not the case, that he's excellent in practice.
If he's still the guy in charge, though, in Sean Payton, the buck will stop with him. He's the final stop on all things offense, even though Webb is going to be, quote, calling the plays on game day. I mean, I can guarantee you that Sean Payton is putting together the game plan.
Like, I'll say this again.
So is it going to change, or does Mims have to force a change? Brett, I did not know that. That is a very interesting thing.
I think he's short. Really, I think that's it. And you can say, well, they brought in Jalen Waddle. Well, Jalen Waddle's been a proven Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber player. And that's a lot easier to stomach along with the speed. It's funny, everybody mentions What do you mean he doesn't like short wide receivers? He drafted Brandon Cooks in the first round. Would you say Brandon Cooks lived up to the billing of a first-round wideout? Because I would.
Nope.
I would. He had 6,000-yard seasons. He was maybe never in the conversations for best wideout in the league.
Okay,
but,
I guess that's what I'm getting at. I'm talking about Jeffersons and guys of this nature.
But, I mean, he was drafted, 20th overall. For a 20th overall pick to have 734 catches, almost 10,000 receiving yards, and 60 touchdowns, that's a pretty good career.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty good. But I guess for first-round wideouts, I always think of them as the end-all, be-all.
Well, Moshe, in his second year in New Orleans, he had 84 catches for 1,130 yards and 9 touchdowns.
That's pretty damn good.
His third year, he had 78 catches for 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Pretty damn good.
Then you know what happened? He traded him. Despite the success.
Yeah, for why, though?
Brandon Cooks is 5'10". I'm just telling you, there's a pattern here. And I think what Vic is saying, perhaps Davis Webb values people at that size, at that position, differently. And I think that would be Mims' only saving grace in this.
Well,
even if he
better
does,
because he got a guy that's actually smaller than Mims that just arrived.
Like I said, though, I think the Waddle thing is easier to stomach because he's got a proven track record of being really, really good. You know, it would be like Tyreek Hill. Okay, I can stomach that the guy's shorter because I've seen what he can do.
You know what, though? I think it's a great move for Mims because now this fancy car got these 2 new wheels, and those wheels work really well. Oh, let's get 2 more for the back. I think they'll understand the value of playing that kind of player, and Mims will see more action.
I just wonder if we get to – we usually bomb out of camp. Our last shows there, like the first week of August, second week of August,
well,
something like that?
Whenever they kick us out.
Let's say second week of August.
Sure.
If we get to that point and Mims is not running with the ones, I would not be surprised at all if there's a conversation that he has with a few people about.
Agreed.
I'm in a contract here, man. I need to make some money. I'm not going to get big money returning punts. I need to be a player in an offense. And if that's not here, then let me go somewhere else.
Can you see that happening? I absolutely
Totally.
can see that happening. The funny part is the Broncos do value him immensely as a special team player.
No doubt about that.
They value him wholeheartedly. It's when you start to ingratiate him into the offense, why is it not more, especially when we've seen him take the tops off of defenses?
All I'm saying is Mims changing agents now,
Big.
just before camp,
Big.
is not a small thing.
Who did he go to? Do we know who he went to?
Brian Murphy and Cameron Hahn of Athletes First.
Okay.
Oh.
Isn't that TJ Ward? Is it TJ Ward's place? Who did we just talk to?
Ryan Murphy's my boy.
Hang on a second. Nelly, when we talked to TJ Ward, was he a part of that? Or am I making that up? He was part of some agency, and that sounded right. Athletes First, TJ Ward. Let's see.
Ryan used to represent John Lynch. I think still does.
Anyway, I just don't think it's a small detail. By the way, did you guys hear this from Garrett Bowles? Listen to this again.
I mean, our team was just missing one piece, and we were missing that Jalen Waddle. We were missing that electrifying dude that can, can come across the middle, can get the deep ball, can have that speed around the edge. When we hand it off to him, when he comes in motion, and all of the above. I mean, the dude is electrifying, and he's one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. And I know him in Cortland, which I've had a relationship with Cortland for so many years, and seeing what he can do. And those two are just freaks of nature, man. I mean, it's going to be really hard for defenses to try to scheme us up when you have 2 electrifying receivers like that. And then you got Marvin Mims, you got Pat Bryant, and, you talk about.
Did you notice that the next receiver he mentioned was Mims? And then Pat Bryant? I'm not, look, this is, maybe I'm going over analyzing this. Didn't mention Franklin, though. When Franklin got the most run out of any of those guys that he mentioned.
Maybe it's just off the top of his head. Tip of his tongue, top of his head.
Okay, just wondering.
Tip of the head, top of the tongue.
No, that is not. That is not TJ Ward's. He is with Player Above Sports Group. That's who he's with.
What's that hat, Moshe?
That's an old racing hat from years and years and years ago.
Looks like it says gout.
It says golf.
I thought it said guts.
Gulf oil.
I have gout.
Pure guts!
Maybe it
Moser
says,
would
maybe
wear
it
a
says
hat that says,
gall,
"I have gout."
as in bladder.
They got nothing but
Oh,
guts.
Moj, can you please, somebody make Moser a shirt that says, I have the gout?
Moser, when's the last time you had the gout?
It's been years. It's probably been
It's debilitating.
7 years, probably, something like
And
that.
where did you have it? In your toe? Ankle?
Yes. No,
Toe,
it was left inside on the inside of the left foot before the big toe, that joint.
Moser has gout.
Gout. I forgot that runner. Gout.
Why do you think it's funny?
Because only I told you, Moj, I know 2 people in my life that have had gout. And it is literally the 2 people I would first guess would get gout. It's you and Paul.
Paul, who?
Our buddy,
Launchpad.
long hair Paul.
Gotcha.
If you knew Paul,
You'd
be like,
he looks
he
like
has
a
the
gut.
gout.
He looks like a gout recipient. He looks like that
it's
kind
not
of
like
guy.
he's like out of shape or anything like that. It's just you look at him, you're like, oh, you're a gout guy.
You know,
for sure.
let me. You think that it? It's.
It is a little.
It's not. Let me explain something to you. And I've said this on
Pure
a
gout.
I've
Hey,
said
I
this
have
on.
arthritis. It's okay. It's okay to admit it.
I've said this before. When you
Mine.
have a gout attack,
The
I would.
inbred's got arthritis shock.
I would rather. Yeah. I would rather eat a 38 than have gout. Dude, it is so incredibly painful and debilitating.
Moj, I don't know. I've got an arthritic.
It's all about purines, man. Stay away from the purines. Stay away from the red meat and the purines, man.
What the hell's a purine?
It
They
causes
make the dog food. It's the
it
purine dog
It causes
chow.
the lactic acid to build up. It's just lactic.
Yeah, I
uric
ain't
acid.
reading all
It's
that.
horrible.
You ever been on 70 past that Purina plant when that thing's cooking and you smell? You're like, damn, they're making some dog food.
You're like chowing.
Yeah.
You see the trailers going in there?
Uh-huh.
No, listen, man. What I'm saying to you is that don't make fun of it because it hurts. And thank God I haven't
Oh, I'm
had
not
one.
making fun of gout. I'm making fun of you when you have gout.
Yeah, that's much
Yeah,
different.
big difference.
You lay in bed, you can't even put a sheet.
Well, it was called the rich man's disease back in the King's days because the kings would get gout because they just sit
Wine,
on a chair all day,
red
drink
meat.
wine, and eat all the food.
It befits you, Moj.
That's you. You're Robert
If there's a
Baratheon from
disease
Game of
that
Thrones.
takes you down, it's gout. He died of gout.
Vic, tell me that ain't perfect. Somebody will do this. So one of our listeners, you'll do it. Who's the guy that makes all the stuff for us? Is it Kevin?
I'm Robert Baratheon.
If you put a Robert Baratheon beard,
100%.
that first king on Game of Thrones, you put that beard on Moser, it would be perfect. Perfect.
And his big right toe, all.
Oh, get a dog.
swollen up.
It'll do just fine. That's you. 303-504-0925.
He's a good kid.
But Moj, despite the fact that you got the gout, I gotta tell you, you're a good kid. You deserve all the beer and red meat that you want to eat. All right. By the way, next. Oh, by the way, stories around sports in the world that we feel you should be aware of. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. The World Cup is panicking over the weather. They think it's going to be way too hot. They're talking about mandated breaks in the middle of these halves for hydration. And I've always heard this, and this is where, you know what? It's the World Cup. We're competing against countries. Yeah. I'll be a U.S. chauvinist. I've heard these Brits talk about their heat that they get.
Yeah.
Try going to Tampa in August and tell me you think it's hot in England.
Forget Tampa. Try going to Kansas City. And I get it. Kansas City is a huge soccer hub here in the States. It is. A lot of roots soccer are in Kansas City. But when Kansas City won the honor of hosting over Denver, I thought Denver, the fact that we couldn't get a World Cup game in this weather, is there a better place in the entire country, a summer place weather-wise than Denver?
Hey, all you Brits and Spaniards and Germans and everybody else in this tournament, get ready to learn 95 with 80% humidity, buddy, because it's going to hurt.
The only team. Listen. That you're talking a lot of the Euro teams, like the Spanish. It's so hot.
Moj, do you remember Rome in August, brother?
If the Italians had gotten in, and they didn't for the second time in a row, what if they had gotten in? No problem, because Italy in the summertime is friggin' hot, bro. I don't have to tell. What's that?
Third time.
What, they've missed 3 in a row?
It feels. Is it 3?
No, it's
feels
2.
Like it.
It's
Is
2.
it 2 or 3?
They won in 06. They were there in 10. They were there in 14. They were there in 18. They missed 22 and they missed 26.
Italy has missed. No, he's right.
It's 3?
18, 22, and 26.
Oh, they missed in 18. I thought they were there in 18. Dude, they won
Feels
it.
a loser.
20 years ago, they won the whole damn thing. And now what?
And their under-17 team has won a couple of the more recent ones. It's not a talent issue. It's not talent.
So they've missed 4 total in their country's history. First one was in 1958 when it was in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Then, 18 in Russia, 22 in Qatar, and then now in the North America.
Oh, Qatar. Whatever. You can't tell me it wasn't hot there in the summertime?
Yeah, but they had domes.
Oh, they do?
Remember they built all those stadiums, all those arenas?
Hey, Nelly, summertime in Qatar, say it.
You know they got a dome, right?
So ESPN UK tweeted out a picture of, I think his name is Marcus Rashford, I think his name is. And he's like taking his shirt to his head. He's got sweat dripping everywhere. They're like practicing in Florida, in the Florida heat. And this guy quotes it and he says, "The British being unprepared to perform on American soil has been a tradition since 1776.
Oh, man.
You guys got something?
Yeah, I got something for you. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. He produces. Did you hear Pat McAfee is up for a contract renewal? And ESPN right now, the numbers being tossed around, according to Andrew Marchand, the numbers being tossed around per year, 60 to 65 million per year for his services.
It's a lot.
So is when they say that to McAfee, is that to McAfee and his crew that he spreads out to his guys, or how does that work?
That's up to him what he does with that production company. It's his production company.
I can already hear it. What do you mean? Pat McAfee's getting $65 million a year. I run this show. Stephen A. is seething about that.
Probably so.
So is anybody, Flax, you said he was cursing up a storm last night. Does anybody watch the McAfee simulcast of the NBA Finals? Because I have zero interest.
I turned it on a little bit.
You did?
Yeah, and then I went back to ABC.
Do you have interest in that?
Wait a minute. Are they doing that? I know they do this for like championship games and stuff, but do you think this was the first time they did it? Is this kind of their workaround of, hey, if you're in the contract dispute thing with DirecTV, then switch over to
that's a
McAfee?
good point. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they did it.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
I've got one.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm reading Tyler Sullivan, CBS Sports, and he picks one guy from every team in the AFC to have a breakout year. For the Denver Broncos, who would you think that he would pick to have a breakout season?
For the Broncos?
Who wrote this?
Tyler Sullivan. He's a football writer for CBS. Let me give it to you.
RJ Harvey.
Close. It's Jonah Coleman.
Okay.
And the reason he says that is because after the Dobbins injury with Liz Frank and all that kind of thing,
yeah,
we're thinking that with the workload that the Broncos perhaps are going to have running the football, and he says typically a day 3 pick is not going to garner a ton of attention. He says, but this one guy, Jonah Coleman, 108th overall with the Dobbins situation, there could be a pathway for him to have a breakout type of year with significant snaps.
I told you. I am a huge fan of that pick. Huge. I think he's the kind of backup running back you need to Dobbins. RJ Harvey isn't. He's a different back.
Correct.
But I think that he is perfect to back up Dobbins. Real quick here. Explain this one to me, Moj. This is from Darren Drager. The Edmonton Oilers are consulting with the NHL